So today I would like to introduce you to the ultimate garden tools. These are Rogue tools. They're made by a couple in Missouri from old plow tips, plow blades, and they are durable. So let's break this down and talk about each one and how they're made. We'll give you a little bit of a demonstration as well. Okay, so today we're talking about Rogue tools. Welcome back to our channel. And I guess it's been about 6 weeks or so ago, I was asked to do a review of the Rogue garden tools from some people on one of the Country Living Facebook pages that I'm a member of. Somebody had said something about not buying tools sight unseen, and I made the comment, unless it's a Rogue tool. And I want to show you today why I said that, what I meant by that. Rogue tools were, as I mentioned earlier, designed originally by a couple in Missouri, and they sell them. I don't remember their name. I did some research on it, but they do have a website if you'd like to go. ROGUE. My handy sidekick here is with me, but you can see the name there, and you see the design of these things is very rugged, very durable. They're made out of old plow points. They're welded, they're solid. The handles are ash and very, very solid handles, and when you get them, they'll come wrapped in plastic like this, and it will say on there, "Caution, sharp." And I advise you to take heed to that warning, because they are indeed very sharp. And because they're made from such hard steel, they maintain their edge, even being used in the soil for quite a long time. So I recommend that you wear leather gloves when you use these. I'm not going to take the time to unwrap the handle on this one. I just bought this one. It's kind of a hand cultivator, hand hoe. And it's not very heavy. I don't have good hand strength anymore, but it's razor sharp, and with the fine tips there, it would be very easy to get around plants. You could actually easily pull out a row with either one of the tips to plant seeds in. Again, the handles are ash. I would probably recommend taking some linseed oil and covering the handle. I don't think they have a varnish on them, but at any rate, just to maintain the sharpness, you want to make sure after you use these tools to clean them and maybe put a little bit of some type of machine oil or something on it so that they don't rust. I did not do that with one of mine, and this is like a scuffle hoe. Some of you may have seen the stirrup hose that people use for weeding. This works very similar to that. And we were traveling and moving a lot, and this one actually got wet, and I did not properly care for it. So you can see that it's got some rust on it. I recently cleaned that up quite a bit and put some oil on it, so it should be fine now. But even though it's been used quite a bit, it's still pretty sharp. I mean, it's not as sharp as my pocket knife, but it's very sharp, and that makes it very easy for cutting off weeds that are kind of tough or what have you. And we'll give some demonstration on actually how to use these in just a minute. But let me go through. Kaylin is holding the ones that we have here for me, and I'll just go through and show you the ones that they have. Rogue tools, they specialize in trail building tools, trail building, firefighting, and gardening tools. So they sell them basically in those three categories. And we do have a couple of the trail building tools, and one that's actually kind of a crossover. It's used in every category, and I'll show you that in just a minute, and my husband is going to demonstrate the use of some of them. This is the sister to the handheld version that I just showed you. The head is a little bit bigger, but this is like a cultivator hoe type thing, and they have again nice long handles. That's that one. This is called, I just got this one too. This is called a strawberry hoe. So you can just straddle plants and just cultivate them very easily. And then on this side you have a regular hoe. I'm going to come in a little bit closer and just show you the weld on this thing. Can you see? It's hard to get it centered in the camera frame, but that is very solid. And the sleeve of it here, I mean, this is not cheesy stuff. I wish you could feel the weight of it, but it's not lightweight. It's very heavy duty, and you can kind of get an idea of the thickness of the actual hoe itself, the hoe head. There again, it's a little hard to figure out how to hold it for the picture frame, but can you see the edge on that? And you would have to maintain that edge with a file, and then you can use other tools to hone the edge. This is just a basic garden hoe, but it's also used in firefighting as well as trail building. You'll wear your hands out like I have before you wear this thing out. Can you see the actual weld on that? Very, very well built, very solid. And then this one, I don't know what they call this, but I call it a hax, because it's like a hoe, it's like an axe, it's like a pickaxe. This is my favorite all-around tool right here. I've used this. You can see I did not follow my instructions and clean it up well after the last use, but this thing is, haven't you dug up big stump roots and stuff? Yeah, he's dug up stump roots, and you can actually chop through it like an axe. It's just that heavy duty. It's, what's that, honey, about a 1/4 of an inch thick? That's
probably 3/8.
3/8 inch thick on the steel there. Just really heavy duty, and you can see the weld again on this. So let's take just a minute and demonstrate the use of each one of these, and then we'll wrap things up. One other thing that I wanted to show you before we head up to the trail to work is these nice long handles. They work really great
for tall people too.
Yeah. So not too long ago we were cutting a trail through here, and it's not completed, but I thought we would just show you a little bit of what the one that I call a hax, and then the one that's a hoe. They actually they make a trail building tool that has a short handle, and the head is much larger.
To demonstrate a little bit of what this tool is good for, and like my wife said, we used it on this trail here, and I like the fact that you have two different sizes on the different ends, because for the majority of the work you can use the wider part, but when you get to roots from the trees, as you can see, there's trees here that come across. We want to be careful. We don't want to bust through the major roots, but this, as you can see, it's at least 3/8 inch thick. Now, I grew up working on farms in North Dakota, and I know how durable these plow points can be. We'll run them through acres and acres of summer fallow, and they'll wear down, yes, but you'd never put this through what you would on a plowshare on a cultivator or chisel plow. But anyway, the narrower end you can use on the roots or for digging up rocks, and it's nice to have that option without grabbing another tool. You can just flip it around. But you could see there's a root there, so I might want to turn it over. But if it's a smaller root, you can use this end too, because it's very sharp. And this is one tool that I know I don't have to be real careful with. This is very well made. The handles are solid, the iron on it is solid, the connection is very firm, there's no give in it at all. And we've used this a fair amount in doing stuff like this, and so I've not been real careful, and it stood up.
We've even hit rocks and stuff with it, and it's still sharp.
Now this tool, it's very similar to that one, except it doesn't have the other edge. So this one, and it's actually a little thinner, this is more like 1/4 inch. This is more for not the heavy-duty hard stuff, but more of the leveling the trail out, bringing it downhill. It's still a very durable tool, and you can work through roots. So these are two that I would recommend for trail building, but this actually is a hoe. Will work wonderful in your garden, and I've used this too to bust up clods in your garden, and it works great for that. Two great tools.
Okay, here's how the scuffle hoe works. Very easy. Okay, this is the cultivator, and showing the point on that, you can see it's got a point. Actually, it's got several points, but what I like about this is you can pull out a furrow with that to plant seeds very easily. And then if you need to cultivate around plants, you've got the other side that makes it very easy to cultivate and get up weeds right around plants and stuff. I look forward to using this one. We just got this one a couple weeks ago, I think. Okay, this one is called the strawberry tool, and I can see a lot of uses for this. You can use it actually as a hoe for chopping. You can use it kind of as a cultivator because it's got the two prongs, and you can also pull out a trench for planting seeds with this. So like if you want to plant twin rows of beans or radishes or something, you can pull out twin rows with that the two prong end, but it's actually called a strawberry hoe, and I guess, you know, for cultivating strawberries or planting strawberries, I'm not sure why they call it that, but at any rate, we just got that one as well. And here's the little hand cultivator. It makes it really easy to do stuff in raised beds and even in big pots. And since we don't have a garden right now, we want to thank our neighbors and their guard cat for allowing us to use their garden. It's a lovely place to be.